Welcome, everyone. We're rolling into week 2 of CEO Launch Week. Remember, when the doors close on March 5th, they close for the year. So $99 gets you 22 industry leaders. And today we have Kristie Bradley, who is on the CEO lineup again. Welcome, Kristie. Yay.
Hi, thank you.
Kristie is going to be teaching about 5 things that she stopped doing that improved her business and her life. And we were kind of chit-chatting before all this, talking about our executive habits. How many of you adopt executive habits to make them part of like your routine? Like for me, the bed has to be made every day. The laundry has to be done by 3. The dishwasher has to be emptied first thing in the morning. Those habits have made my work easier because I don't feel like I have all these other things going on in my head around me, especially as creatives. Some of us may work from home or in our studio, or we come home and we're tired. Kristie, do you find that works for you as well? I mean, I know that you've adopted some of the habits that I have like set in stone.
Yes. So I work split. So I'm home today, which I usually am not home on Wednesdays, but it just kind of happened that way. So I'm split. So when I'm at home, my executive habits go around the household, like you are talking about, typical household things, which I'm also super grateful for. So I was a teacher. And so being able to balance those things and like getting those things like laundry and dishes and stuff done before my work day helps me like feel more productive and clear-headed to start my work. And also the other things that I'm really focusing on this year is wellness habits. So things like I'm making sure I get a walk outside in every day, even though it's freezing cold here. But that has really, again, set up for me to have a clear head and feel good about like as I start my day. And I think those things are so, so important. But sometimes we have to really schedule them into our and create habits, like you were saying, create habits so that we keep doing them. But it's really helpful.
It is so helpful. I found it's like 15, 20 minutes in the morning, and then I'm set for the day. And getting out, I try to do a quick walk around the neighborhood. I can't do that every day. I try. I fail. I cannot do all the things correctly. But
no, that's not failure. You're still, you start again the next day. It's not failure. You just keep going, and some days are better than others. It's just that's normal.
Well, and I'm learning, and this is totally off topic, guys.
I know we are.
We are going back to the senior photography industry.
It aligns with a lot of the things that I talk about in my class, because it's about being intentional and about really taking control of your schedule, control of what you're putting out there and how you're working with your clients and building your business. Because as our own CEOs, we have the ability to do that. And it's really important that we are very intentional and proactive about doing that. So this aligns.
It does. And I was telling you before we went live, I have 12 emails in my inbox this morning. It's 11:20. We're still not in the afternoon, technically. It is 11:20. And I only have 12 emails left in my inbox. So I feel like I've always done the making the bed first thing in the morning, but now I'm like, okay, tidy the house, do this, do that, get the laundry done by 3, get it put away. I'm finding that by having these habits, they're just automatic and they're done.
It's like a clean desk too. Like your brain, now you don't have that weighing in the back of like, oh, I've got to do that still. It's like you've got your clean desk, your clean house, and now you can really focus.
I call them creative blockers. All the extraneous noise around us in the room is a creative blocker. So, and so let's talk about this. Your class is 5 things I stopped doing that improved my business and my life. What made you come to that point? Were you like at a precipice in your business that you're like, I've just got to do this? Or what happened?
So they're all kind of really different. And so it ranges from, time management to pricing. So there's a wide range of those things. And I don't think they all happened at any one precipice where I was like, I have to change all of this. It was over the course of my business, these pain points that if something happens once, it's like if you have a client and that one thing happens, you're like, that might be a one-off. If something's continually happening, you should make a change. You're not communicating clearly. You're not managing your time well. You're not, educating your clients, all of those things that kind of would happen over time. And so these 5 things that I talk about are just, a lot of them are kind of policies or things that I implement that have created just seamless communication, have made my life more simple, have allowed me to be more productive in my weeks. Because like I said, I'm here sometimes at home and sometimes at a studio, and just by being able to do these things on the business side have helped me be more productive. And then there's things on the client side that, I've found over time just changed and simplified. That's my key in my presentation: simplify, simplify, simplify. How I run my business and how it runs my life, because it's all connected. It all intertwines.
It does. One affects the other. And it's just like, outside example, how stress manifests physically in your life. If you don't have control of one aspect of your life, it's going to manifest in your business. It's going to manifest in your habits. You're going to get, I'm living proof. I got to a breaking point and I was just ready to just snap, because with my business, I just couldn't keep up. And so, yeah, I am so looking forward to 5 things that you stopped doing and hearing about it, because it all plays a role in business, guys. Look around you, the things that, wind you up, the things that are in the back of your mind when you go to bed at night. I have to do, those are things.
Sometimes they're not complicated.
Right.
Sometimes a tiny, tiny little change like creates this doors open, or just opens up time for you because you made a simple change. So They don't have to be these crazy mind-blowing, I've got to change everything type of situations, but just like, where are those pain points and how can you like solve that problem? And sometimes it's just even, taking a day off of your calendar that is only a CEO day or something like that. I mean, that's just like a very small thing, but it's, and also some of it is mindset. It's not even an action.
It's a healthy mindset.
But it's a mindset of like, okay, the words that you're choosing when you're speaking with your clients, it's not always an action. So
no,
it can be.
I get calls all the time because my number's on the website, and I know people think I'm crazy for that, but I do get calls. People be like, a common top tier thing is, I am buried in this. I usually get that call around October. I cannot unbury myself. I took on too many sessions. I did this, I did that. I don't have enough time in the day. And then we kind of dive deeper into the pain of it all. Mm-hmm. And I'm finding out there's a common thread. They're shooting for 4+ hours. They're delivering 100 to 200 images. I mean, there's I did the math one time with someone recently, and they were losing 7 weeks of their life just based on the simple flow of the 7 weeks of their life. Mm-hmm. That's a lot. So, I mean, I love that you're tackling this, and just, we all want to improve our life. We all want to improve our business. And this is a mindset of being a CEO. It is learning.
It's our job to create the business that is healthy for us on the business side profitably, but also that you can actually function in and do well. Because if you're in that overwhelm, you're not doing anything well on the business side or at home or whatever. It affects everything. And those were these 5 things, most of them, I'm like trying to remember. I've like pulled up my slideshow. Pretty much all but one really falls under creating more like clarity to me that opened up time for me. So it was with my clients, but also it works with me being a better photographer and business owner.
I apologize if you can hear my golden retriever.
Can you hear my dishwasher? I don't hear anything. It's quiet. It sounds good, Vickie.
She's mad.
Oh no, is she trying to get in the room?
Yes.
She's like, I want to be on.
The problem is, I train my dogs. They can't go up and down stairs in the house. They can go up and down stairs outside, but they haven't made the mindset that they can go up and down the stairs in the house. So the main floor is where they're at.
Off limits.
I want to contain the dog hair. I want to contain that frustration.
That's so impressive.
It's cruel. It's absolutely cruel.
But that saves your sanity. That is a change that you made so they don't dog hair upstairs and you don't have to vacuum as much up there.
Dog hair on your clothes.
Yes. That's fantastic. I'm impressed.
I'm a little out there. I'm a little
No, I mean, I think we would probably adopt, we don't have a dog, but we would adopt that same philosophy, I think. Makes sense.
Just don't let them go up and down the stairs so they don't know they can.
Yeah.
Now, if you were going to tell someone who is going to watch CEO, and this is something we just talked about this as well behind the scenes before we went live. I feel this year, and you can correct me guys, but I feel like there are so many people exiting the photography industry. I'm getting so many emails. I'm not doing this anymore. I've hit pause. I'm taking a break. I quit my job. I went and did something else. If you could tell someone who's maybe at that point in their life, what the 22 presentations are going to bring to them, if they can implement them, what do you want them to take away?
Oh my gosh, there's so much variety. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything that's missing from like running your business in those.
All of it as global as one.
So, I mean, I think it's just about like the fact that they're investing the tiny little amount of $99, which is an incredible, value. The fact that they're taking the time to invest in education is going to help them be successful, because when you take the time to learn and educate and better yourself as a business owner, if you implement, you find success because you're being intentional in saying something, I'm missing something. Where can that be? Now, what I would say is, because there's so many wonderful things, they need to be in their implementation, really take a look at their business of where this year it needs to be. Like for me this year, I'm really focusing on marketing and networking within my town. I found, this is a whole nother discussion, but I found like
bring it.
My social media and Facebook, all my platforms have my reach is not there as it was. I'm not getting that like I used to. For a variety of reasons, as we all know, and some of it's me and some of it's just the platforms. So I'm making it an extra effort to like dive into marketing, dive into networking. And I've already done so much, and it's the middle of February and I'm already seeing traction. So that's my focus for this year. You can't focus on changing everything at once. So because then you get overwhelmed and you're like, okay, I need bookings. Now we all know we have to bring income producing activities. But what is for me, income producing at marketing and networking is, because if I can get my name out there, I can get those bookings. So really focusing on something really, and I know we're all here to kind of bounce off what that might be for everybody, because sometimes you just don't know. It's hard to look at your business from a unbiased view. Might be like feeling so much one way, but actually the issue is somewhere else because we're so in our business. But I would say pick one really thing you want to focus on this year and study that. And I correct me if I'm wrong, Vickie, but like you get the CEO. How long did I get to watch it for? Isn't it?
You have the whole year, and then then you keep getting the ability to watch it. So,
right. Okay. That's what I thought. So you could even focus a quarterly. Quarterly, I'm going to do, okay, Kristie has these things that can be implemented, these 5 things. What can I focus on that? And then maybe once you get into your season, now you're going to the editing portions or working with your clients as you get in busy season. How can I better myself? So I would almost do that as choose the quarterly, because I plan quarterly and I do the calendar and all that stuff, plan my year, revisit the best that I can. So each quarter, this networking marketing is kind of for the year, but it's really for this quarter is a heavy push. And in the summer, I'm doing a little bit less of that and a little more of some other education stuff.
Yes,
based on like what we're doing. I don't know how much I'm supposed to talk about, but
you're going to be on CEO, and then when CEO ends with the 22 industry leaders for $99, Kristie, I reached out to her. Hey, do you want to come on to CEO Plus with Lacey and Carissa and I and do a 6-month curriculum? Show up 1 month. She goes, oh, I do all 6.
Yes, I'm so excited.
We're excited to have you.
So that's starting in March and going into through the summer. So there's a lot of that activity that's happening in the summer with education side of my business. So that's, focus. So I'm really diving into the network to getting those bookings, because my plan is to, and this is some of these things that I've changed, is, blocking and scheduling and planning out your year, is I've got my ambassadors coming in and I'm starting that heavy recruitment so that by the time summer comes, I'm not having to get those consults in because I'm booked. And so then summer, I can focus on shooting and then producing educational content. So, ideally, if you can build your business around those structures, you don't have to be doing all the things all the time. You're, figuring out those seasons. But it takes planning. Yes. And it takes systems and it takes intentionality to get that, flow in place.
And please do it before you get to the brink and you're just about ready to fall forward. Just do it. So you're not forced to do it. You want to do it and you can absorb it. So it's important.
And it's hard to get started, but once you do it, it's great. And also the fact that I plan out, I have like in my calendar, let's see if I can pull a quick one up. This is like blank because I haven't started September yet. But even as simple, it's blurring. Oh my gosh. Okay, it doesn't work. But you see those pink lines? Okay. Technology. But basically those are my session dates that are open. So I've already put on my calendar all of my session dates, and I know exactly the number that I minimum want to have, maximum want to have, and I won't go over that. I absolutely will not. I will say, nope, sorry, we're moving you to spring. And that saves my sanity and doesn't allow me to be that overwhelmed photographer in the fall. Because if I've hit my number, I can comfortably say, I've hit my number. I know this is going to keep the income that I need. I know that it's going to, I can breathe and enjoy the holidays. If I haven't, then I can see that ahead of time because I already know, and I can hit the ground running earlier and not be like scrambling at the end. So that clarity of like knowing what those things are and doing that planning ahead now keeps you from being that overwhelmed in the end. Because sometimes if you don't know those numbers, you're like, well, people are calling, I should just take them. But what happens is then you're overwhelmed and you just took all these people when you didn't really maybe have to. That comes down to knowing your numbers and pricing yourself right too. But knowing all of that like in place helps me to make those plans. And I haven't had an overwhelming fall in probably like 4 years. And I'm always like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, photographers in the fall. And I'm like, I feel great. And it's, I'm a lower volume, higher investment studio. And so, I don't have to have as many clients, but it's because I planned and I knew what I needed. And so I didn't feel frantic.
I think that's awesome. Guys, Kristie's going to post her affiliate link below. If you want to catch CEO, sign up and you get everyone. You get all 22 presentations, plus you get a reoccurring annual membership into SSG Insiders, which gets you a magazine every month and anything additional. So
it's amazing.
It's cheaper than one Starbucks run a month. Invest in your business. You don't have to go anywhere. You can sit around. You can do it in the middle of the night instead of scrolling TikTok. You can be watching a presentation. And what I love, because I see all the stats on the back end, obviously the bar just goes off the charts when we drop the presentations. But then I see people coming back in a couple of months and the bar's going back up again because they're rewatching. They're actually doing the work and they're becoming successful. And that's important. That right there is worth your $99.
Absolutely. Beyond. It's an incredible value.
And if you decide you want more, Kristie's going to be with Lacey and Carissa and I. She's going to be popping in doing Q&As and doing presentations and all the things with us. So Thank you, Kristie, for,
Oh, thank you. I was so excited when you asked me, and I can't wait. There's so many fun things that you guys have, and then I'll be contributing that each month to different activities. But also, we'll have a community that will be there to support everybody who's in CEO Plus as well, which I think is beyond valuable as well. So it's a really exciting new addition.
Well, thank you. Drop your link below.
Okay.
And just make these presentations like your executive habits, guys. It's
Yes.
just getting up and making your bed every day. You do it for 30 days, it becomes your habit. It becomes automatic. Now, I can't have, I mean, I've been doing that habit for years. I can't not do it or I have a bad day. So the more things I'm adding and making part of my routine, the easier my life has become. The same with your business. You want your business life to be easy, like your life,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely. That's the key.
I don't want to be stressed out. I want to be happy. So thank you, Kristie.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem. Kristie is a wealth of information. So we can't wait to see you at CEO, and drop your link below.
I will. Thank you.
Anybody on the replay, tag us. If you've got questions, we're here to answer them. Thanks.